Stand by.
So was it worth it?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Thanks for swinging by. I sure do appreciate it. If this is your first time with the channel, my name is Mark.
Oh, hi Mark.
Welcome to Fit and Fire. Let's get into this video. I am diving into what just happened this past weekend. You should know what it was all about if you've been watching my videos. If not, I just competed in KalashBash down at Eagle Lake, Texas, and it was a fantastic weekend. It's not only a shooting competition, but it's also a carnival as well. I mean, you've got tons of vendors, different companies out there allowing you to take a look at their new products that they have out this year, giving you an opportunity to do some shooting of your own, regardless if you're competing in the competition or not. And then opportunities to purchase some things if you want to do that as well. They had airsoft, they had a shoot house, they had full auto stuff. They had just tons and tons of different things that you could do, and it's just a great time. If you are interested in checking it out, definitely jump on board for next year. I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Some of the things that I like to do, obviously I compete usually on Friday. This is my third year and I've competed on Friday each of those years. I like to do that so that I can volunteer on Saturday morning and then just kind of hang out the rest of Saturday and Sunday, just meet some old friends, meet some new friends, and just have a ball. You know, that's what it's all about. While I was down there, I was also able to record a podcast, and I recorded it from Camp KalashBash. Just allowed people to swing by and jump in on the mic and tell us who they are and why they're there and things that they've experienced while they've been there. I will have that podcast out here very soon, so definitely check out the pinned comment down below or the description. I've got links to all of that where you can find the podcast if you guys are interested in checking that out. So with that being said, because of KalashBash, I have been able to get 1,000 rounds through the Zastava M90. This has been an awesome rifle. I know that if you get into some of the AK forums, some people don't have a lot of great things to say about these rifles, regardless if it's the M90 or the M70, but I can tell you from my experience of shooting two different M70s, this M90, an M85, and a M92, I've had no problems whatsoever. I'll leave the naysayers to say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, yeah, this rifle, the M70, it has some quirks to it. Other rifles have quirks to it as well. The biggest piece is with it being a Yugo. Usually you have a problem with aftermarket support. I have not found that to be a problem. As you can see, I've got an aftermarket handguard. I've got aftermarket sight set up here, and we'll touch on that here right now. So quick overview, if you haven't already seen it, first and foremost, the muzzle device I have on here is a JMac RD360. Works great, allows this to shoot very, very fast and flat. From there, I have an RS Regulate handguard, and this is going to be their GKR M9MY rather. I really do like that because it has a lot of M-lock and it extends the handguard a little bit to get a better purchase on holding this rifle into your shoulder, mitigating recoil, so on and so forth. From there, we have the Atero Arms rear sight mount for an RMR, and I have that teamed up with a Siley Bull X Pro. Let me tell you, this combination worked fantastic at KalashBash, allowing me to hit targets out to 200 yards with no problem whatsoever. Really, really do like this setup. Huge window for you to see all the targets as you're negotiating a stage. Really, really did like it. From there, I have an upgraded trigger. It is going to be the CMC AK-47 2.0 trigger. And man, let me tell you, this 2.5 pound trigger is awesome. I know some people have had some issues with it, but I have over 500 rounds through it and no problems whatsoever. Got a little bit of goon tape, as one does, and yeah, outside of that, got a sticker on it for the Trash Panda and this coon tail that everybody was making fun of me for. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Be a little quirky, have a lot of fun, and shoot fast. So there is that. So let's dive into some of my better stages. At the end of the day, I was very happy with my performance. I ran the entire competition clean and ran it fairly fast as well. I did have one target that I wasn't able to engage. We'll touch on that here in a second, but I wasn't the only one, and there's a reason for it. The rifle ran almost 100% flawlessly. I had one issue. We'll touch on that here in just a second. But let's start off with my fastest stage. Surprisingly enough, was my very first stage. Usually the first stage you have your, jitters and all that stuff. You got to kind of get one stage out of the way and shake everything off. But no, I had my fastest stage on the very first stage. It is stage number 2, and it is a collection of 21 targets. You have 7 that you have to shoot around a barrel, then you negotiate on the move, another 7, and then you finish up with shooting around a barricade for the final 7. So I didn't think I ran it as fast as I did, but I came in 22nd in my division, which is light optics, and then I ended up, 48 overall, so that was pretty nice. When it comes down to it, I was very happy with how I performed at the event. So let's just get this out of the way. Where did I place? My goal was to be in the top 75, and I met that goal. I'm very, very happy to say that I came in 72nd overall of 333 shooters. That's something that I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to do, but man, I stepped up and really hammered hard to get that high on the list. Now, I started in 2021 at 133 and then moved into the top 100 in 2022 at 97, and then this year at 72. So hopefully next year it'll be even better. So there's that. Moving on to the next stage, which would have been my stage 1. So we started on stage 2 and then backed up to stage 1, which would be my second stage. That one was pretty good as well. I did struggle a little bit with the steel targets. I got the first 2 really quick, and then the third one I was going too fast. I needed to calm down and remember my holdovers to finally get the third target, and then finished it out fairly quickly. I was happy. I thought it was faster than what it looked, but it is what it is, and I'm still very happy with how it turned out. Now, the only target that I ended up not being able to engage came from stage number 4, which was my third stage to shoot. And that one is, it was a fun stage. I mean, they had a stage gun. I really don't like those because you have to rely on someone else's firearm, but you shoot a shotgun at a target like 5 yards away from you, and then pick up your rifle and move to the shooting barricade and engage targets, 2 targets at 100 yards, 2 targets at 200 yards, and then a spinner at 75 yards. I couldn't get the spinner over. I was running 223 55 grain ammunition, Silver Bear to be specific, and I took a few shots at it and called it. And I wasn't going to waste any more time. I knew I was going to get a penalty for it, so might as well just play the game, get the shortest amount of time possible, and go on with my day. So there is that. Took a break over lunch and then got into the second half of the day and enjoyed the stage right after lunch. That was a lot of fun. that's probably one of the areas that I found that I was struggling, is coming up with a strategy to negotiate the stage and then falling apart as soon as the timer goes off. I still was able to negotiate the stage fairly quickly and clean, but I did some small minor issues like going inside of a barrier instead of outside of a barrier, and not reloading where I wanted to reload, so there was that. I did have one minor issue with the trigger. That was a bump fire at the end of the stage, but ultimately I was able to recoup from that. It was in a safe direction. I didn't shoot over the berm, so didn't have to worry about a DQ or anything like that. But again, still ran it clean. The stage after that is where the wheels fell off. That was my worst stage, coming in at 80 seconds. So I didn't time out. Each stage has a 99-second par time. I didn't time out on the par time, but I did have a stuck case. You start the stage with a 6-inch target on your left. While you're standing in the box, you also have 2 more targets at about 50 or 60 yards, maybe up to 75 yards, I'm not sure, but you still have to engage those from inside the box. Once you get those 3 targets taken care of, you can get out of the box and negotiate the remaining paper targets. I was able to get those 3 steel targets and started negotiating the paper targets when I had a stuck case, and it really caused a mental breakdown for me because I was not expecting it. I had gone 5 stages perfectly fine, no issues, and then I have a stuck case. What do I do to fix it? I'm struggling. I'm not thinking correctly. I'm looking at the RSO. Are we going to stop or whatever? And he's just like, fix it, figure it out, you know? So I eventually mortared the casing out. I wanted to keep that casing. I'll tell you why here in just a second, but I was able to then finish the rest of the stage and shot it clean. Again, still, the RSO asked if that was the right choice to do, and I just kind of looked at him, dumbfounded.
So clear. So was it worth it? 8075.
No?
Hey, you didn't time out.
It was worth it.
Was it?
All the FTEs you would have had? Yeah. With all the FTEs, they're what, 15 apiece? Yeah.
Turns out that was the right choice because had I stopped, I would have gotten penalties for every single target that I didn't engage, and it's like 15 seconds. So it's good that I fought through it and just took the time that I did. Now, the issue that I ran into was earlier in the day, my buddy Doug, he found a 545 cartridge on the ground that was Silver Bear, and I was running Silver Bear 223. He handed it to me, and I looked at it and was like, oh yeah, look at that, that's pretty cool. And then I tossed it into my ammo can like a freaking idiot. At the end of the day, I went back to try to find that round, and I couldn't find it. So my suspicion, I have no way to prove it, but my suspicion is that I loaded that 545 round into my magazine, and that was the stuck case. Is that what happened? I don't know. Some people are like, I don't know if that could have happened. I don't think it would have even fed. But at the end of the day, had a stuck case, had to fight through it, but was still able to clear the stage. So that was good. From there, we went to stage 8, which was the 7th stage of my day, and had a lot of fun with this one. You start wherever you want on the back side of the stage. You have some targets out at like 75 yards that you have to shoot offhand. You got targets all around you, paper targets that is. You have to put 3 rounds on target, and a lot of people forget that. Start getting going and they're like, oh, shoot, I gotta shoot 3 instead of 2 and all that jazz. But it's a fun stage. There's some angles that you can take out multiple targets through one small angle, which was a lot of fun, and I ended up recording the fastest time within my squad at 35:01, so I was very, very happy with that, and it was a really great way to bounce back after that disastrous stage 7. So yeah, great way to bounce back. And then finished out the day, no problem.
Don't worry about it.
Last stage was not as fast as I wanted it, but at the end of the day, this thing ran great.
Jeez.
Because of KalashBash, because of my prep, I've got 1,000 rounds through it, so I wanted to also pop the hood and take a look on the inside for you guys and talk about everything going on with the bolt and carrier and trunnion and the new trigger and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and pop it on open. Looking at the bolt, it looks great. I have cleaned it up since I've gotten home, and it looks good. I don't have any complaints with it. I'm not seeing any abnormal wear. If you guys see something, definitely let me know down in the comments. But it looks great, I think. Looking at the carrier, there's nothing to be concerned about there. The tail on the carrier looks good, so no abnormal wear whatsoever. And then moving in on the front trunnion, there's no abnormal wear there either. If we move back to the CMC trigger, with 500 rounds through it, you would think that there would be some deformation or something like that on an aftermarket trigger, but nope, it looks good. And the combination between the carrier tail and the hammer looks good as well. So no concerns whatsoever so far. Now, we've only got 1,000 rounds through this, so it's not to say that we couldn't see, you know, premature wear on down the road. But very happy with how all of this has ran. Now, one of the biggest things that I will say when it comes to Zastava is in a lot of the AK forums, Zastava gets kind of drug because people don't like the fact that there's a bit of a question when it comes to the metallurgy on the carrier and some of those types of things. But at the end of the day, I've just shot 1,000 rounds through this. I have no premature wear. It has ran flawlessly. It's accurate. It's fast. And to be frankly honest with you, a lot of the guys who are complaining about these rifles, whether it be an M70, M90, M92, M85, realistically, those guys who are complaining about it either A, don't have one to test themselves, B, heard it from a friend, or C, don't shoot enough for it to matter. So take it for what you will. Like I said, I ran 1,000 rounds through this and it is holding up just fine. Accuracy on this is nothing to complain about, even running crappy Silver Bear 55 grain 223 through it. So the M90 running great. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Is the Yugo pattern rifle something that you would jump into? Are you concerned about the aftermarket? Are you concerned about any of the other issues? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I'm a big fan of them, but at the end of the day, I'm not beholden to one manufacturer. If the rifle runs great, then I'm going to run it hard. If it doesn't, I'll let you guys know. You know that. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and close this one out. To all the guys and gals who made it out to KalashBash, it was great to see you guys. Everyone who stopped by to say hi and get pictures taken and stuff like that. Thanks for that. It means a lot to me. To Clay, Rachel, Tony, the Dissident Arms guys, and everyone else who helped out at KalashBash to make this one another awesome event. Thank you for doing all that you do. I really do appreciate it. This was the best year. From what I've experienced, this has been the best year, and I can't wait for 2025. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks so much for checking everything out. Be looking for the Camp KalashBash podcast coming up here in a few days. I'll leave all of that information down in the comments and description of the video. So with all that being said, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Freedom through strength. Take it easy, guys. Bye, y'all.